EPS was perhaps the warmest environment I've been a part of.
It's a really wonderful place, and you really learn how to think critically and act responsibly, lead compassionately. They really instill those values within you.
EPS is vibrant, it's original, it's collaborative, it's caring.
I love EPS because we get to know our kids.
Like, you're free to be who you are at EPS.
You never feel anonymous. You're someone surrounded by people who care about you.
We are really serious about education, but we also do it with a touch of humanity. We take the education very, very seriously, but we're not going to take ourselves all that seriously.
We're not two schools under one flag. The middle school and the upper school work closely together to think about a kid's experience from 5th all the way through 12th grade and beyond.
Our vision is to inspire students to create a better world. And I think it's actually really empowering for our students to recognize that there are things they can do, and I think that's where we can actually make progress.
Our kids are going to head out from here, and they're going to be the ones inheriting a whole series of problems we've been wrestling for a really long time. And if they don't know how to work with one another to attack them, nothing's going to change.
When you're taught to ask questions and think critically like we have, you are starting to become like an active citizen and participant of the world. We are creating a better world through that by creating students who are going to ask questions and who are going to want to know more about a subject to be fully informed.
When students arrive in middle school, their education has chiefly been directed for them. And by the time they leave the middle school, the goal is that they have taken ownership of their education, that they're able to chart their own course.
When students bring that skill set into the upper school, we try to give them a launch pad for how they fit into the broader world. And it takes a great deal of thoughtful attention from adults to help students discover those things for themselves.
The faculty really know the students. If I foster that relationship with them, they feel empowered to make loud, obnoxious, blaring mistakes that they can learn from.
That's a way to grow. If you fail at something, you've learned. If you never fail, how are you learning?
The arts in particular, we're kind of like the glue between other subjects. We can talk physical education, we can talk science, we can talk physics, we can talk math.
In terms of our curriculum in the classroom, in the East Side and in Seattle, this is a tech-heavy kind of culture. And yet those tools are going to constantly change. And so while we try to have some cutting edge tools and get students utilizing those, we also want to make sure that they're learning the concepts that are going to stay consistent.
Probably my favorite thing is the seminars that EPS has. It is helping me prepare for college because that's literally like how college works. Your professor lectures you and then you're off and you do your own work, and it makes me a little bit more independent.
EPS is unique because it's not focused on just getting people out of high school. It's really focused on the experience. Like, what you learn at EPS is something that you'll carry with you for basically your entire life.
We're teaching kids how to advocate for themselves by overlaying our academic disciplines with a series of literacies that we're teaching all the way through. Social emotional skills, executive functioning skills, equity and inclusion literacies.
I wouldn't be able to advocate for myself if I didn't have teachers who were willing to listen and willing to help me.
Because we as faculty have close relationship with students, we're able to help them be themselves, be kind.
It really goes beyond that classroom experience where the students get to be known. EBC trips, those after-school productions, those athletic teams, those academic teams.
EBC is so important because it's that final piece. It is about how do we actually take what we're learning in the class and see it in the real world.
The community is very tight-knit and we all care about each other. It encourages this incredible diversity of thought and people.
They know the kind of person that you are, and they're embracing that.
All these different groups working together to accomplish some common goal, I really find valuable.
If we want students who are going to lead compassionately, act responsibly, think critically, innovate wisely, all of those things require that they be able to engage with lots of different kinds of people.
A family who thrives at EPS is a family that wants to be in partnership on behalf of their kids' education. Because when you take the expertise we have about education and the expertise parents have in their own kids and combine those two to work together on behalf of that student, absolutely incredible things happen.
The families that thrive at EPS are the ones who want to keep their students just engaged and curious, who want to empower their students as learners.
It's like a family environment, which helps us think of the school as a partner. I feel safe having the kids go to school here, having a supportive environment which they can grow.
I think that communication from the faculty and staff is also a real highlight. They really care about the students, and it makes you feel part of the learning journey in an appropriate way.
I think across the entire Eastside Prep experience, students are challenged not to take the easiest way. They're not taking the path of least resistance.
Parents often ask me, what kind of student will be most successful at Eastside Prep? Curiosity, kindness, intellectual interest, an interest in being engaged in this community. I think that's the type of student who will find great success here.
EPS allows me to be like an individual. You get to voice your ideas and not only just like say them, but you also get to follow through with them.
It's not just high school, it's bigger than that. It's preparing you for the world outside of high school and who you'll become after high school. It's really just preparing you for bigger things.